Local one cathedral, we must coordinate, but we ain't no cathedral, no one subordinate. Every team and every project we can get far, subvert your biologic, we work like a bazaar, yeah.
Taking all in the first phase, sport, all of this coming in waves, sport, deposits.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the Power Hour live stream, warranted with price action on our second largest crypto asset in the entire galaxy. Well, at least solar system. We don't know about the galaxy, but breaking that $4,000 level for the first time since December. But something very major is 39.30. If you can remember the discussion we've had going all the way back to 2021, that weekly candle close, all-time high candle close. But more recently, about 500 days ago, we got another test to begin a consolidation structure that we would call the right-angled and descending broadening formation. And what is happening now is a potential breakout of that 500-day large structure. You're looking at it right here on this screen. If it's real, easy 4,400, easy 4,800 Ethereum. So that's what's going on today. Absolutely huge implications to break 39.30 with a weekly candle close. Let's just say if all stayed the same right now or higher by Sunday evening, it would be the highest weekly candle close we've seen quite possibly since December 6th, 2021. So this is quite possibly, maybe, unless it's a fake out, it could be, right? We never know, right? It was a fake out in December. Well, give me a beautiful hanging man reversal like that, and we'll say it's not. But if this is going on, this is the biggest development we've seen on Ethereum literally in years, and 4+ years. And you've got to say it's long overdue, Larry. My God. We have a target of 4,400, 4,384, the intra-week all-time high from May of 2021. And again, just to reiterate for people that don't know, it was that reversal. It was manufactured in May of 2021 and tested 3 times in 2024, tested 1 time in 2025, and now breaking it in 2025. Incredible. All right, so we please get some. And we got to throw in some Jesus chimes because pretty amazing. But it is not the only asset that warrants some Jesus chimes. You know, crypto-wise, maybe. But stocks, I mean, Google's doing spectacularly. Hit the first target of the trade setup, finally, 199 plus. But think in Google some sort of fractal of Nvda. I think eventually it will run away. It'll go in price discovery. It'll be nuts. So waiting for the higher targets. Solana's okay. XRP taking a breather today because XRP was the story yesterday. But I think to be down only 1.27% after going up like 11, 12% yesterday is amazing. So make of that what you will. You just have a finite amount of capital that exists, and you had just a rotation, taking a breather, but still the bids went nowhere, right? The people that bought still own the XRP from yesterday. We'll look at that. So amazing to see on Ethereum, just some good old-fashioned analysis, good old-fashioned identifying what the buyers did and what they reconfirmed, recapturing key level, reconfirming its validity not once but twice, and then follow through. It's 7% upside to break that. You had like 18, 20% upside, I think, from that candle from where it was. It was 19% upside, okay. But then you break that, and then it's all-time highs. And I think, like, if you're hitting, you just got to understand, a 500-day large structure, if it breaks out, it's probably real. It's probably reality, okay. That was a super shallow retrace too. Ethereum level, please explain. That doesn't make sense. I'm discussing levels. What? So, a chart we definitely want to pay attention to because we know what happened to it, right? We know what happened. The trend reversed, and now the uptrend supply line breached yesterday with the candle close, now breaching a mega horizontal line resistance. Is Ethereum paired against Bitcoin. 3.3 million Satoshis. There is really nothing here. I mean, I guess there is. Okay. There's not, it's not like certain, but like you got 3.7 million Satoshis is probably your next big target, I would think. To 3.7 million sats.
Kibshi.
Anonymous, thank you so much for the 20. We'll look at Kibshi for sure. Good to see you again, man. The consecutive Kibshi contributions. You're streaking. Thank you. This is a big deal. This is a huge breakout on Ethereum paired against Bitcoin only after the trend reversed. And this could continue for a while. So what does that mean? You know what we should look at before we even look at Bitcoin? Boomer Bitcoin, chat. Bitcoin dominance. Remember the bear pole bear flag? I wonder what happened. Could we please get some Jesus chimes? We have a bearish breakdown unfolding before our very eyes after identifying that sign of weakness. Take us down to 60. You break 60, then we're really cooking. Then we're talking about true alt season. I think 60%, that's the threshold for bullish pandemonium for XRP, Ethereum, Doge, Solana, your S coins. All right. There's a chart for that. So I think like I don't think the mega cap cryptos, the top 10 outside of Bitcoin, I don't think they're done by any means. But it's just really intriguing to keep going back and looking at others, which is the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10, excluding Tron, you know, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Doge, all those. It's the smaller ones, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful look. I mean, you're arguably putting in another higher low. You're trading above the 200-day simple moving average. I don't even care about the daily, even though the daily looks godlike. I think you're targeting 352 to 366. Okay, up here. I think that's just the target, but it's the weekly that is so amazing because you like type 2'd above the 200-week moving average. Just waiting for 352. Okay, how are we gonna get there? Which coins are gonna do it? That's a good question because there's 36 million of them, dude. So it's gonna be pick your S coin. Oh, is it Ape coin? Is it Algo coin? Let's look at what are the non-top 10s but up there, like Stellar Lumens. Okay, Hyperliquid. I gotta probably put that on the watch list and start looking at that one. That one's kind of come up. SUI, Chainlink, yeah, Bitcoin Cash. Well, we know about Bitcoin Cash. That's incredible. Hedera, HBAR, Avalanche, Litecoin. Yeah, Litecoin. We know about Litecoin, dude. Probably gonna anchor. Litecoin's gonna anchor the run because of the monthly. So how's others gonna get to that next resistance? This one, 146, then 206, then 272. Yeah, someone's been accumulating for a long time. Google alert going off. What? Yeah, okay, so like, I'm not trying to be all crypto heavy here on the stream, but it's like Ethereum's doing its thing. And others looks great, and it's like, well, how, you know, we try to extrapolate, how does the S&P 500 get to its 1272 fib extension from the all-time high breakout? Well, we had hypothesized, well, different ways, right? Nvda could continue its run, it's trying. Google could start playing catch up. Then Aapl might start getting bids, and it did, and it was a news-driven catalyst that began it, and it's pumping like crazy. So we're just doing the same thing with like cryptos. How does others get to its resistance? This one, Bitcoin Cash is another. The monthly is just ridiculous. You know, it's still make a higher high. My God, please break 635. But you're still thinking like $700, $900 or $1,000 on Bitcoin Cash after the confirmation of accumulation at key level from 2017. So SUI that had been stingy with its the failure to see key levels back tested, but bullish engulfing candle last month, maybe catching fall through this month. This looks incredible, man. Like it's an all-time uptrend on SUI. So I think if you have patience, this is probably going way higher, and it's probably going to be a culprit of getting others to the resistance. I've got to look at like Hype Coin real quick. Hyper Liquid, because no one ever requests this, and I never looked at it, so it's kind of weird. Because you figure something like people would request SUI and stuff, right, or talk about it. But no one's even talking. I mean, I know Hyperliquid's like where, hey, the James Wynn guy got liquidated. It was possibly a psyop. It was like weird. This one's kind of a newer player, but my God, like, is it this new from March? Because that's a good beginning of trend, and you still possibly putting in your highest low of entire uptrend. Though they did break a demand line for sure, it's still okay. So you see that 3150 failure to even see it. Sellers can't do it. And now you're like above this candle high close. So I think they recaptured a big level to a degree yesterday, 39.35, and you're just holding above it. So Hyperliquid could be also part of this journey to $352 billion. How would we channel it? Is it maybe it's just like a structure or something, something like a newer form demand line after that pullback, and it's like a ascending broadening wedge or something. That's kind of how it looks, like two diverging upsloping trend lines. Okay, whatever, just trying to make sense of it. Okay, so don't know if that's valuable to you when we're just looking at stuff. I'm in the chat though. What a day. What a freaking month. What a few months. What a summertime, dude. How does the coin connect to the exchange? I don't know what you mean, dude. I don't know. Right. Yeah, I know people excited about LAC because LAC, right? And yeah, someone said Arrow doing things. Yeah, we looked at it yesterday. Someone requested it, and it's like, it's pumping again, 20%. Let's go, dude. Amazing. All right. Very nice. But in the end, it's just really cool to see your larger altcoins they all recapture respective levels. They all reconfirmed those levels a couple days ago, and now we're starting to run off of them. So we didn't even look at Bitcoin today, and I really apologize for that because it's just not doing anything. It's down 800 points. It's not making a higher high yet. It's just flirting with this, local 4-hour 116.6, 116.8 zone. It's just really nothing going on. But one thing we've just begun to look at more and more, I even tweeted about it last night, was this channel where, okay, this is our conceptualized trend since April, and we hit the oversold threshold of said trend after formally back testing the May 22nd old all-time high at 112, which is really cool. So that was confluent with this demand line. Happenstance. I like that. So if it's real, then take me to the heart line, which is 125 all-time highs, while Ethereum's at 4,800, nearing all-time highs, with Ethereum continuing to outperform Bitcoin, as Bitcoin still does okay, just percentage-wise, Ethereum superior. Because that's just the way things have changed on the Ethereum paired against Bitcoin chart, where Ethereum paired against Bitcoin is now on an uptrend after many years of being lower highs, lower lows. It's now higher highs, higher lows, breaking key resistances. What's up, Joshua? Wayne Badson, man, 10 pence. Good to see y'all. Yeah, it's a kind of early stream. It's the weekend now. Oh, it's about to be anyway. And we're in power hour for the stock market. But we're still just looking at crypto because, I mean, it's some interesting things are developed or have developed, are ongoing. And it's mainly this one right here. Ethereum. Okay, so I'll have an alert set up if we see fresh highs, my God, I would like to see us. Oh, Kib Shibo alert is going off right now, and coincidentally, somebody just requested that. I hope we can break 4105 by the daily close, because that is the peak of the run we saw into December before it ended. So yeah, I would like to see over 4,100 so we can finally say highest price since December 2021 on Ethereum. We still got a little way to go. All right, Kibo Shib, man. Real quick, okay, because, you know, you contributed to the crowdsource stream, and, you know, that's really cool. I appreciate that. Keep Shib, is it? Gosh dang it. Hold on. Can't believe that alert's going off, man. You didn't even... Yesterday you did it, though, so hold on. Litecoin alert going off. Let's freaking go. Oh, yeah. Wrapped Ether. Yeah, Litecoin is doing things right now, and we now think that it's the one. Okay, I don't know why I cannot find this. Keeb Oshib. Oh, it's she. God, there it is. Okay. Yeah, big deal. Bullish hammer, remember? It's up 22% now. Huge. I think this is it, right? If you're above that level, I think you're golden for way higher. And the hammer caught a little fall through on the close, a higher close yesterday, so it was kind of confirmed. And we were looking at this like a dragon pattern. Oh yeah, remember? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hype in the chat for Kibo Shib respecting the TA. We'll have another alert set up if it's going to continue to ascend to new highs, but there's nothing more to talk about. You were like falling wedge, so well, dragon, falling wedge, whichever way you want to look at it, bullish narrative, and then break now. Anything above 18 or 1900 is phenomenal for at least probably 2550. I think that'd probably be your next big target. Okay, I'm in the chat. Thank you, dude, so much, Anonymous, for the $20 contribution, first contribution of the day, possibly the last. Thank you, dude. Okay, 2250 on deck. And it's just cool to see a Japanese candlestick reversal pattern play out, be respected. You know, Japanese candlesticks, when I was a young buck, okay, like 16 years ago, first thing I'd learned about anything technical were Japanese candlestick patterns. Like, oh, what, are you trying to tell me that there are patterns, there are candles that represent things of the psychology of the buyer or seller? What? And it can usher in a reversal? Huh? That's pretty cool. And that's where it started for me. Probably starts differently for other people.
Bird Feeder tipped $25. Cheers for the Litecoin finally getting into your opening monologue. It's been 84 years.
Yeah, dude, the silver of crypto, right? That's what they would used to call it, Bird Feeder. Official sponsor or official S-coin of the Miami Dolphins, man. Dude, that's why I moved here, dude, because that. Thank you, dude. Litecoin alert went off. High of day right now. Yep. Going for the highest daily candle close since March 2nd. Heading to 131 and 137. These are huge levels. If they can break it, well, that's when we get resolution of that monthly through rising valleys. And I'm thinking $200+ eventually. This is just too large of a structure. Okay. And I just love how they never were able to break, the sellers were never able to break the key 105 support. Okay. Let's, gosh dang, man, things just kind of been going crazy. Let's shift gears and look at Google, because Google's, it holds a special place in our hearts because it's an active trade setup. Been long on this thing all summer, and hitting 201.57. That's an old peak from December, January, multiple times. Not all-time highs yet. Unfilled gap at 206.50. Think that gets hit in time, but it's just cool to see how we had a really nice test of the level on earnings. That was an earnings day, okay? Kibo Shib alert going off. It's going nuts, dude. It's up 26+% now, I think. Kibo Shib in the chat. But it's cool to see like these channels respected on earnings, and then sideways, and then even down, and then bullish abandoned baby. Yeah, you got one. And then recaptured the key level from July last year. And then all that sideways, like, you know, time goes by and this demand or this supply line extends upward, right? So you can, if you were to hit 200 or plus July 24th or you know, before then you're breaking and violating the supply line. But now going sideways, you can see still contained within the uptrend wonderfully and making multi-month highs, going for one of your highest levels ever. I mean, if you closed now or higher, it would be the third highest daily candle close you've ever seen on Google. And we got 30 minutes to go, and it's pretty strong right now. So I'll have another alert set up if you're breaking this level again. But beautiful to see. And then they keep sideways or down, and then eventually you could see all-time highs in the gap fill and stay within this channel. All right, so we got to pay homage to, I don't know if it'll generate, but here it is, right? The humble beginnings, 173, June 26th entry, confirmation low above a level looking left, and it was just like, I mean, undervalued the way other assets were running in the same sector. The Mag 7, it's like, okay, this one, money-making machine. I like the technicals here. I think it's decent. It's not the most conventional, but it's an okay setup to manage risk at this point. After that fake out below the level, it's like, what? They recaptured it like that so nonchalantly. This is probably, you know, stop loss hunting, and it was. There it is. Okay, Google target 1, target 2 is like all-time highs, and target 3 is you know, price discovery, and we have a target 4, which takes you all the way to nearly $250. That's the 1618. That's pretty much where Microsoft has gone. This is where Nvda is, its own 1414, a little above it right now. So nice stuff, dude. You get those trade setups. Sometimes we do them live on stream, but if you want them, even if we do it on stream, you get them hand delivered to you in the Patreon/Citadel. So patreon.com/MitchRayTA. You can join the premium Discord, same thing. And you get trade setups, access to my charts, my updates, access to the premium Discord. But above all, you're supporting a 100% crowdsourced, you know, streamer. Like 7.5 years, never taken money from an entity to promote to you. You've watched 0 ads. If you watch this stream for years, imagine that, you know, how much time I've saved you. So hype in the chat for value on value. Okay, Google, let's look at Nvda. That is going for the highest daily candle close literally ever today. Just kind of stalling out, you know, up against this. It looks like a new sell wall at 183.15. But, you know, 1272 broke, 1414, kind of just above it right now. Crazy enough. Yesterday you closed above the 1414. Today you opened above it. You opened above it yesterday too, I guess. But steady as she goes. What a trend. My God, it's one of the most beautiful trends I've ever seen, at least since April. And there's just, if it holds, right? We don't know, okay, oh, new week, it's going to collapse. All right, black swan event. But if that doesn't happen, this is such a, you're near the demand line. There's tons of upside. If they're going to take it to the max threshold of this uptrend to overbought, it's like 203 target, which, again, you got earnings coming up in a few weeks, but it's wonderful. Okay, so I think you're going to get a historical daily close today. I don't know if you're going to get an intraday all-time high. That was yesterday, but it was only for a few minutes in the morning, and then it was done for the gap fill. They call that the gap and crap. And today, there's no more gaps, right? It's all good. So I'm wondering in the next 26 minutes if they're going to push this to just make a fresh intraday all-time high, or if it's just going to close at its highest daily level ever. And it's going to be a weekly candle close all-time high, of course. So good stuff on Nvda. Incredible development on the one of the ones for the one who wanted to manage their risk recently, and it was Tesla. Which, yeah, it was a lot better earlier. Kind of disappointed looking at it now because we were attempting a mega breakout of this symmetrical triangle after really good positive price action correlations, not just to horizontal support resistance from history, but also the demand line of the symmetrical triangle, the bottom trend line. They recaptured and reconfirmed a couple times, and then yesterday was an engulfing follow-through candle the next day, and now even more. And breaking above the 200 moving average today, important.
Legend. Can you chart my ish coin redo on MEXC, DNW? I really appreciate her opinion. May double down or cut it.
Oh, what's up, Crunk, dude? You're about 10 short for, formal stuff. Because remember, it's like you're not watching ads. I'm not shilling affiliate marketing links, putting it down your throat, right? So it's like the catch is, if you want a formal request, it's double that, unfortunately. So not even trying to be mean or like, oh, I can't believe that guy. It's like, well, again, there are probably people out there that will do it, I guess. I don't know. Thank you, dude. So Tesla, it's incredible development, I guess. But yeah, it's a little more bittersweet now. Well, Death Cross above the 50 and 20, though. I like that. Above the 20. Above all three moving averages on the daily. But I don't even care about the daily. It is really nice because it gave people more confidence, I think. But it was always about the weekly. Before all this positive price action, I'd posted a trade setup on the weekly. And the weekly was like, you were never in jeopardy of getting stopped out because the stop loss is like slightly below 294. So this to me is like, you're just waiting for $400 on Tesla. I don't know if you have the patience for it. You probably don't, but like that's just what you own it, and then $400 you might take some profit. But it's so simple. You got to love these because you have the price action. It's all favorable. And you have a third valley, 1, 2, 3, the rule of 3, resolution and pending. Yeah, so Tesla, I love it just because of what it's been doing, but yeah, it could have been better. So I guess day traders taking some profit to close out on the week. TTD down 38%. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Like last night after hours was disgusting. So another big development on the Mag 7 was Aapl. Oh my God, it was up almost 5% earlier. But like this life comes at you fast, right? You break that 220, 237. It's waiting on 237 at this point. That's it. Playing catch up. I'm pretty sure you probably broke you're up against it. Yeah, look at that. If you have a demand or a supply line, anchor point 1 and 2, you broke it today. Yesterday you ran up and tested and closed right at it, and today you broke it and even back tested it. And at the same time of back testing the supply line as a demand line, you back tested the 220 as support before running. So it's just so good. We got like a Bulkowski bump going on, man. This is huge. This is like how the S&P will make it to its fib extensions. Okay. The weekly on Aapl is going to be something special. My God, look at that weekly candle. It's a 13% candle, an over one God candle. Yeah, I think still just waiting on 237, 250, and then all-time highs 260. It looks like it's time. It's time to rise. Looks like the reaccumulation was real. And then everything else kind of, okay, Meta's just sideways after good earnings. You know, not quite at this 1272. If this is a breakaway gap, then you'll see 811 soon. Just kind of sideways consolidation, spinning the wheels since a great earnings report. Microsoft is kind of flat today. Cool little channel though. You know, they up thrusted through it, and now you're still contained within and near the bottom of it. So I'm wondering if this demand line will hold. Comical though, right? That 1618, crazy. And then Amazon down to the only one down today, but you know, this is after trying to make recovery from the really bad earnings. It was down like 9% plus, and then yesterday or 2 days ago you had a 4% candle. Then yesterday a higher close. You're just hanging out. I think that gap, it looks like the gap will fill. I don't know if I don't think it's a breakaway gap, but yeah, you're not too far removed now. So those are the Mag 7s. We've looked at all of them now. Good God, Arista Networks. What a... Oh wait, sorry. My stuff? What is this? What is it doing? Hello? What is happening? Okay, yeah, Arista Network made all-time highs yesterday. Stalled out today. Sorry, I don't know what was bugging out.
Legend. Here's my extra $10 for redo. Thanks.
Oh, what's up, Crunk, dude? Thank you, dude. Yeah, let's go, man. Oh, you're my #1 fan, dude? It says you're #1, dude. Or something. Redo coin. Redo coin on Meg. Resistance dog. Oh my God, dude. Well, it looks... Things have turned around. You know, like... I don't even know if I would have been okay with it, because it's like they... Spring back test didn't even happen. Like they didn't even... It was too... They front ran the spring back test. I mean, I like the higher lows and stuff, but this low here, I would have really liked to see like another test of that 3.7 cent level. But yeah, I mean, it's going for its highest daily candle close since January 21st. There's not much in the way of resistance until 17 cents. So we've got a lot of upside here. If it's real, it's a real breakout. It's up 14% today. The formal breakout, it seems like it was yesterday, 9.2 cents. Or I'm sorry, 9.5 cent breakout of the range. And it's like a low, a higher low, and even higher low. So it's almost like you have this kind of classic accumulation situation. 1 and 2 and 3 is probably even better looking on the 3-day. 1 and 2. It's not like, you know, symmetrical really, but you can see 1, 2, 3. And after 3, you know what happens. So weekly, yeah, that's really nice candle. My God, dude, an 82% candle on resistance, dog. Well, why are you not requesting this, you know, like before it goes up 82% in less than a week? Yeah, there's nothing here till 17, 18 cents. Okay, resistance, dog, broke resistance. And it could be going to the next resistance. Okay, so Crunkman, no one in here has even heard of this coin ever until today. And you're just a little late to it. But yeah, I wouldn't have been like extremely pleased with it, but I would have definitely been like, there is some form of accumulation. Some buyers have caught their footing here. So nice-ish request, but yeah, how do you even plot the demand line? It'd have been tough. It'd have been tough. Yeah, but higher lows. Okay, nice job. Again, I don't know how much that helps you, because like if you're requesting an asset that's up 82% in like 5 days, the answer is always going to be there's nothing I can do to help. All I can do to help are look at the next levels. So, because what we're doing is we're looking for a specific, like, you know, a structure to develop, and it just happens to be correlating to key inflection points from history. The structure is recognizable, predictable, identifiable, and it's on the tail end of its development. And that in that way, we're able to construct a wonderful trading plan, entry with a strategic stop loss, and we understand, because we're buying supports, we have maximum upside potential. That is just unfortunately not the case on resistance dog, because 81%, 82% in 5 days. So thank you, Krunk, Bird Feeder, and then Anon, 3 contributors to the stream. What happened to Laser today at 27+%? What happened? What the heck? Laser? My God. What have they done, man? Laser stock up against resistance. Good earnings, I guess. Wow. TripAdvisor. Jeez. I've been going sideways and lower forever. Not much to look at. But I think it had earnings today. Yeah, it had earnings and it was good. So Micron, really nice. Wow, they violated the level even to stop people out, but look at that today. I guess they recaptured on the gap yesterday, and now you're going, and there's not much here. There's like the target's 130 on Micron. Wow.
Thanks for what you do, Mitch. Can we look at KSM/USD?
Keanu P's, thanks dude for the 20. Yeah, let's go to it right now. KSM. We look at a particular one on Binance, I think. That's where I chart it. KSM, we have, oh yeah, dude. So it's not amazing in terms of inflection points being tested historically, but look at this. It's like a type 2 return almost. Like, you have the M shape at all-time lows in the basement. At least one thing you got going, I guess, is that 1379 would be, that's an old all-time low. To be above that, that's probably your line in the sand. You know, that's probably where you say, all right, I'll set a stop loss below 1340 or something and let this thing ride. It's putting in a cycle reversing type M shape at the absolute basement. And so, like, I can't be surprised if somehow this turns into $23, $26 KSM. Like, this is just what things look like before they reverse and go through what? Retraces. And they could go through just common retrace from your highest point to the lowest point. Yeah, I mean, you made a 23% retrace and reversed. Shallow, very bad. But then the M shape developed. So it's now easy, you know, to go back to the 236 at 21.15, $23. It's a resistance. It's like 22.60 to 23. I see that old low from October 2020, $23. You know, 382, $26. So common retraces on assets, when this all sets up, you typically have 38 to 61% retrace. That's what we call the golden zone, the common retrace zone. So between $27 and $37. If it was just going to do what assets do on traditional markets when they just retrace, and then those are, you know, where it could very well just be over and reverse back to new lows. So yeah, I think a reversing structure definitely here on KSM. It could be a higher low type 2, like 1 and now 2, and that means they're confirming the bottoms in, and that just means higher levels. $23 is your minimum target. I think if you wanted to be equitable in the situation, you would have to probably target for $23. Okay. Thank you, Keanu. I don't know if that helps, okay, but again, not much. We have stuff to work with down here. It just sucks that it's at all-time lows, but maybe, you know, it'll have a more meteoric rise to recover. Kiana, let me know if that helped. I don't know. I think you did. Let's look at the crypto quad screen. Solana top left, Ethereum top right, XRP bottom left. Coming back, man. Really nice to see XRP coming back. And then Binance Coin just skating along. But Ethereum in its own little world today. Wonderful.
Sid Barrett dipped $25. Mayor of Greenbow. Could you look at ZRX, please? Thanks for the hard work. Let me know the next time you do storm chasing in Oklahoma. Might be time for some tequila and prune juice.
Sid Barrett, what's up, dude? Thanks so much for 25. It'll be a minute, man, right? Storm season, about 6 weeks, max 8 weeks out of the year, and we are far removed from that. So, yeah, it'll be next year, but definitely will hit you up. Mr. L. Sid Barrett, thank you, dude. Yeah, why not? ZRX. ZRX up 2.6%. It's pretty bad, man. I mean, like, they're just better assets, but you're at the basement, but you're not at the absolute basement. I mean, like, I would have preferred this thing go down to 15 cents, 16 cents for some favorable price action like we saw back in 2023. But it's just bad. Like, it could definitely do what ZRX does, where it's up 80% in 2 days. Yeah, it's going to be random if they do it. This is tricky. This is real tough here. I just think, like, right, I'd spent all this time streaming the past few days, really putting emphasis on these major market cap cryptos, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. They all had these formal bullish back tests of key levels. And that was it. And that was like, well, you can, set up an entry and a strategic stop loss, and let's see what happens. And they have really started to run off those levels, and the formal back test caught follow through, which is really good. And then we're looking at ZRX here, and it's like, you're not really at any sort of major support right now. Like, I guess you could, if you're going to try to make it some sort of argument, I guess your stop loss would be below 22 cents, but it's bad, dude. Maybe this is your first high or low you're going to put in. Okay. Well, you have so much resistance above you. There's so many levels where it could reverse. It's a bad asset, man. It's just not good. But of course, it could just pump and dump again, man. And it probably will at some random point. So it's a less strategic coin because it's so bad. Yeah, tequila and prune juice, silver. Yep, that's Sid Barrett's favorite drink. So, Music Miracles, you think I should change the stream title to Ethereum Live instead of Bitcoin Live? I mean, I guess we can do that. Let's do Ethereum Live, and then I'll do F over 4,000 and say screw Bitcoin, and then we'll have Ethereum tagged for the, and then we'll have Ethereum and F. There you go. We got our hashtags. We're really going with the algos, man. Let's see what happens. Probably nothing. Thanks, dude. Ooh, Pepe is up 7% today. Wow. Look what they did. Look what they did. They went and they tested key levels. They did the same thing that Ethereum did, that Solana did, that XRP did. More respect of key levels on other assets. Gotta love this. That was if you wanted to take a shot on Pepe, that was definitely it. I just don't monitor this one that much. But that's it. The old high from March of last year, and they 200 moving average, beautiful. So you got a good upside here. Minimum 148 to 150. Okay, that's Pepe coin. Hype in the chat. Uptrending, chat. Uptrending. And Chainlink had already popped, you know, and it's popping more now. Kind of like they're breaking out, but you got this $20 psychological level. Yeah, all right. So you have like a really big deal, okay? If they break $20 on Chainlink, we could have a headline day where Chainlink is all of a sudden somehow up 30% in 2 days, 3 days, 1 day. That is the target. Above 20 is 26.87. Yeah, I know there was this one time they upthrusted through and you got a head and shoulders that was amazing. It was so beautiful, right? Then the bearish back test before rolling over. But that gave us time. Like we'll see that. Like if it starts doing something like that, we'll have time to see.
Please, thank you, Mitch.
What's up, Chicken Biscuit? Thank you for the 20. Yeah, sure. We'll absolutely look at that. We'll do the thing, man. We have 6 minutes and change until the closing bell on Wall Street. It will conclude the week of trading. And you got to say it has been spectacular. So just Chainlink to break $20 could be a 30% day. It just could. Okay. You saw something December 3rd. Look what happened when they broke that resistance. What did it do? It had a 33% day. Oh. Yep. Pay attention. Things are going on. Caspa up 3%. Though it did have, you know, it failed to hold prices above this level. It's turning around. It very well it could be reversing its trend again. Okay, the sellers, right? They took over. They took this thing down to an old resistance from 2023. They tested it one time. Then the M shape developed. A higher low came in. Well, higher low. What? You had not seen a higher low for real since January, and it still ended up being a lower high and then a lower low again. So, So you're not above the key level. We really want to see the price of Caspa above 10 cents. But if you're going to play this at this point, you're probably just having a stop loss below 8 cents. I don't think you're right. If they're pivoting here and possibly trying to put in a higher low with what's going on in the crypto market, I don't think, and look what they're really doing. It's this one little swing low right here, 8.3 cents from February. Yeah, I don't think that it was ever a thing before. Kind of actually a swing low from November 2023. Wow. So that's it. That'd be your line in the sand. If you were going to try to long this because you wanted to get in on maybe the next big run to 14, 18 cents or something, I just stop loss below 8 cents and just give it a shot, see what happens. Your upside might be completely limited, but if we're going to test this resistance again, it might be more favorable. If you test it again, you might actually break it, not upthrust and fail. Okay, so because if you lose 8 cents, it's going to be a pretty easy ride to 5.8 cents. That's a lot of downside. So that's it, man. That's how you're managing your position, most likely, on this asset. Chicken Biscuit, thank you, dude. ETH highs of day, kind of not really. I see a little wick, so I have an alert set up if we're actually at the highs of day. Like to the dollar. So I don't know, man. It's close. 4,052.98. Very, very close. Yeah, Chainlink Live, the Link Marines headquarters. We're in the barracks. We're the Chainlink armory. We're gonna do things, man. And how crazy is it? These things going on with Ethereum and a couple of these altcoins. And it's like you got Bitcoin right here, just kind of negatively correlating to this support resistance as resistance. I hope it just holds or goes higher. Meander, just meander. Bitcoin just needs to meander, and Ethereum will continue its ascent. XRP, BNB, Solana, it'll be good. What's up, Wizard 369? Is FWOG respecting TA still? FWOG is an interesting asset. It is so illiquid that it swings 7% in minutes. So currently, you feel depressed because it's down 5.7% on the day. But you give it 30 minutes to an hour, it'll be up 3%. That's just how this asset is. Yeah, TA being respected, it had a good streak, right? Like 5 trading sessions in a row positive. So yeah, one red candle, they might pull back to 4.2 cents again. But yeah, absolutely. This is set up. Like, this is a magical situation on this asset. I don't care if it's a scam coin. I know it is. I'm here for the education. I'm here to instill the right things for you. This could be Google or Amazon or gold or cocoa futures or cash settled cheese futures. If it's showing a range and at the bottom of the range is a completed M shape with a type 2 return, it is you have a high probability of this structure resolving higher, not lower. Sellers have tried once, now they have confirmed that they have failed to break the bottom of the trading range and now recapture the whole bottom of the trading range zone. So I think, yeah, it does require tremendous amounts of patience on these. Great example. Lithium Americas Corporation. It was down 25% in 5 days. Unbelievable. They broke support, but really no damage. Like, no technical event occurred to invalidate the cycle reversing M shape. You've just given more indication that the buyers have conviction at 262 and are not giving it up. You still have evidence of more than before. Even it's ever so subtle, it's real. So you're like, only people that can make money on this are the patient ones that understand that they do this. The composite man will do this, and he has all the time in the world because he has many different buying campaigns that have concluded, that are playing out. He's making his money. So on this one, oh yeah, it's just another asset he's got a buying campaign on, and he doesn't care about this stuff. He's trying to get as many shares at these levels as he can before the markup begins. That's the theoretical side of this. That would all be invalid if we started breaking down below 236 and all that. So one thing to be worried about, I guess, you got earnings next week. Gosh dang it, man. Yeah, Wednesday next week is lack. Make or break time. Could absolutely just destroy this thing. Goes down to 150. It's down 50% in a day because of earnings, but it's crazy.
What's up, Mitch? I requested $LSD a few months back, slightly under $5, and looks like we finally made it to the promised land today. Let's go.
Fab, let's go, dude. With that being said, Jesus chimes. The stock market has closed for the week. Ethereum is now at highs, just hit its highs. That was the, my God, it's so close, dude, on the spider. I don't even know. Chat.
Look here. Look, listen.
Highest daily candle close on the S&P 500 literally ever. So we've done it. History. Effing history. And you can't even tell. Definitely on the NASDAQ. We know that for a fact. Thank you, Aapl. And thank you, Nvda. Thank you, others. Highest daily candle close in human history on the NASDAQ. And it was intraday all-time highs. Wonderful close. The summertime channel ripping. So, I mean, overbought would be up at 21,700, and that 127.2 pip extension is up there. Let's freaking go, dude. Golden age for technology. That's for sure.
Technology.
Dow Jones, you know, whatever. Are we even looking at Dow Jones anymore, man? Oh my God, it's sideways. Bullish inside bar, whatever, dude. It's not really trending. It's just flat. Same with the Russell 2000. It's okay, flat. This is not where the animal spirits are. There's some weird stat. This is happening now, and it could be scary, but I'm not sure if it's scary or if it's just like the way the world is now. Let's see if I bookmarked it. I can't remember. It is official. The top 10% largest U.S. stocks now reflect a record 76% of U.S. equity market. of the U.S. equity market. Okay, this has officially surpassed the previous record set before the Great Depression in the 1930s. By comparison, at the 2000 dot-com bubble peak, the top 10% share was at 73%. We're currently at 76%. In the 1980s, this figure was below 50%. Meanwhile, the top 10 stocks in the S&P 500 now represent a 40%, a record 40% of the index fund's market cap. This is literally history. So it's like, I don't know, Michael Saylor talks about it for sure, where like all these companies that exist, how many, you know? Let's see here. Thousands. Okay, so globally, listen, U.S. publicly traded companies reported to be over 12,000 across the New York Stock Exchange, the Nasdaq, the OTC markets. 12,000. So you got 12,000 companies, and a very small handful are, you know, giving the lion's share of the gains. And so it's like most of the 12,000.
What's up, Mitch? Let's take a look at Canadian dollar stock, Canaan. Thanks, Kang.
Thank you, dude. Yes. So you think about most assets on the New York Stock Exchange or OTC or NASDAQ, they underperform the S&P 500. So if they've got companies and they cannot perform, I mean, like, they should all start adopting Bitcoin for their reserves. If they're not able, like, right at that point you say, okay, well, we make money and all that, but we cannot produce a return for our investors greater than the S&P 500 itself, or especially would never even come close to being able to outperform Nvda, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Meta. So I think these companies are now beginning to do a disservice to the shareholders by not owning Bitcoin. Yeah. And again, Michael Saylor talks about that. So anyway, we had a couple requests. Let's look. You want to? We can just look at the LY SDY for 10 seconds. LYDSY. What is it? Rare Earths Limited. Oh, of course, yeah. Anything rare earths was insane. Yeah, dude. Remember? remember the 3 rising valleys at key support. This is technical analysis, man, right? Being able to identify a bullish reversal structure on the tail end of its development while it correlates positively to historical inflection points. That is true technical analysis. This is utter TA respect. I don't even know if we have this from before. Incredible, dude. Just ridiculous. Of course we do. Oh, man. Oh, look at this, chat. When will you believe? When will you be converted to believing in the power of the technical analysis? This was April 14th, 519. There it was, man. We were still a little removed, too, from the optimum 386 level. But it was just sitting there, still below the 200 moving average, humble beginnings, just the structure that had fully developed. And here we are today, exceeding the next big resistance. So I would say Jesus chimes for this. Wow. I don't know. Love the chat, dude. Canaan stock fab. Anyone get that at all? Anyone understand? Like, hi, I'm newer and I didn't get it. Now I get it. Oh my god. Oh, Canaan, can't tell me it's not down at the basement. It's not trying to do the same type of stuff. Bottoming stuff, but it's definitely a newer paradigm of lows. Right? So, I get it. Locally, you got an accumulation structure, right? Similar-ish to what we just saw. Like, you got 1 and 2 and 3. 1. They might be trying to turn it, or that's 2, I think. And then this would be 3. Okay. But, wouldn't I'd feel a little more comfortable or a little more excited if we could recapture the swing low from April of last year. You're trying to, I mean, you did recapture this August 7th low. So maybe, so above that level, couldn't you say with confidence that it's an easy target to 114, if not 112? Yeah, I would think so. If they break this after the third valley, you got hidden bullish divergence there on the MACD histogram. So you got impending price action, continuation implied on the daily. Still a decent amount of negative momentum, but nevertheless, it is there. Continuation applied on pretty much both oscillators. This would be like, this is like class C. Class C hidden bullish divergence on Canaan on its third valley. So yeah, I mean, constructing a trading plan, stop loss is going to be like below 62 cents if you can tolerate that. Because if that's your third valley, that's what you're playing. That's what you're trading. So if they break 75 cents, I think you just have a clean shot to you have 50% upside above 75 cents, 2 cents away from, removed from that. So that's the way I would maybe strategize it. Put in the third valley, it is implied a continuation is coming. If they're going to recapture 75, boom, 112 target. Okay, does that help? Good request though. It is a good request. I mean, it is in the basement, but at the same time, it's all right, man. It's not too bad. Chat, y'all are as dead as ever. I don't know what to do, man. TA is just not sexy. It just does not usher in hype. Doesn't matter what day it is. If it's not Bitcoin at all-time highs, it's nothing, man. Well, I've been live over an hour, so it's Friday stream. Just wanted to give you an update on literal history across this market. My God, S&P, NASDAQ all-time highs, Nvda all-time highs on the close. I'm pretty sure Googl had some sort of weekly candle close all-time high maybe. Let's check it out. I mean, just history. History everywhere. Not quite. Okay. Not quite. Second highest weekly candle close literally in history. Talking about the Nvidia fractal, it's starting to play out. And on the weekly on Googl, 65. Not overbought. Crazy upside potential. Still. Looking at Nvidia. So you can see history. The highest daily candle close ever. The highest weekly candle close ever. What a freaking run since April. Phenomenal. Yeah, EA, whatever. It's doing great things, whatever. You've been warned about it. I've been pinging people in the Discord about EA. I have calls on EA. That's it, dude. Like, it was great. Alright, well, here's your channel on Bitcoin. Hopefully this is how it holds. So thanks for coming out. Have a good weekend. Till next time, respect the T. Hey, hope you made money.